I'm so disappointed in Austin Matthews.
I just learned the other day he's, I guess, half Mexican.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Canada obviously hates its hockey stars. This has now become a pattern. We will start with Don Cherry, not a hockey player necessarily, but certainly a star.
Don Cherry has been a staple on Hockey Night in Canada since 1982. In Detroit, we've been able to tune in and watch Coach's Corner. Cherry's message about Canadian immigrants over the weekend has him out of a job today.
You people love you that come here, whatever it is. You love our way of life. You love our milk and honey. At least you could pay a couple of bucks for poppies or something like that. These guys pay.
Sportsnet
called. That was it. That is a total nothing burger. It's still a nothing burger today. 30 years ago would have been a nothing burger. For some reason in Canada at that time, that was it. He was out.
All those comments directed at immigrants, divisive and not in line with the values of the company. Sportsnet then apologized over the weekend. Host Rob McLean apologized as well, but the 82-year-old Cherry met with his bosses, and the company said it is the right time for him to step down.
Unbelievable. And then many Canadians will remember this. Don Cherry's longtime co-host, Ron McLean, did not have his back.
Welcome to our first intermission. You know the story. The Coach's Corner is no more, and it's 34 years. Look, we are all hurting. I have collapsed 100 times this week, if not more. We're all disappointed.
Oh, you've collapsed. This is now about 6 years ago, this story. It's still a national disgrace. We'll get now to Wayne Gretzky, the greatest hockey player of all time. Okay, we'll take a look at this here from about 2 months ago. What is Canada thinking? It's so sad.
Canadian hockey legend Wayne Gretzky is once again facing scrutiny after being photographed alongside U.S. President Donald Trump on the golf course. Trump shared the image on social media over the weekend, sparking a wave of reaction north of the border. For many Canadians, a photo rekindled frustration over Gretzky's ties to Trump, a relationship that started drawing criticism earlier this year as Trump mused openly about making Canada the 51st state while ramping up.
So pathetic what Canadian culture has devolved into. The right wing in Canada has to start winning to balance things out. Politically, socially, culturally, the right wing, please, in Canada has to start winning, has to go on a massive winning streak just to bring the balance somewhere close to being equal.
His cross-border trade war. And here's just a sample of the reaction. A post from Don Bradshaw reads, quote, "You're judged by the company you keep. Wayne, keep smiling. The kid in me will find a new hero."
Look, I don't even know who this Don Bradshaw is. Probably a 60-year-old guy. The kid in me will find a new hero. Grow up at real Don Bradshaw.
And another Canadian writes, "Who knew Wayne Gretzky would go from passing the puck to passing the buck? Canada's biggest sellout, the one who was once great." And
there are so many Canadians that share the sentiment from at Rob83 whatever. You all sound like petulant children.
Last word goes to Jane of the North, who wrote, quote, "I loved Wayne Gretzky. It was awful when Edmonton traded him. Seeing him like this is like losing a family member to a cult."
Fully grown adult would definitely be someone a little bit older if they were sad about Edmonton trading him. Petulant child. This person really never grew up, it looks like. And then that brings us to recently 3 major players that were on the American Olympic hockey team but play in Canada. Brady Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, and Connor Hellebuyck. For some reason, I mean, I know the reason, Trump derangement syndrome, but let's take a look at this. Public enemy number 1, Sens captain returns.
Fresh off a gold medal Olympic win, Sens captain Brady Tkachuk is coming back to the capital, but his return comes as the U.S. men's hockey team is facing criticism about their post-Olympic celebrations with U.S. President Donald Trump.
I'll skip ahead because you've probably already seen that phone call.
That phone call in the locker room following the gold medal game sparked some angry reaction after Trump joked he would also have to invite the women's team to the State of the Union address or get impeached, and many of the players laughed.
Brady Tkachuk was asked about this phone call multiple times by people in Ottawa Senators media. I'll just play one brief exchange here.
A lot of people have been critiquing the phone call you guys had with Trump where you made the unfortunate joke about you have to invite the women's team over so he wouldn't be impeached. How did you react in that moment, and do you have any regrets over how some of the players may have left?
I mean, honestly, it's just for coming off the ice, and I think it was 15 minutes later, you have the President of the United States calling you. You just can't really believe you're still riding the high of being a world champ, and for the President to take time and call. And when it comes to the women's team, I mean, I just have a story of one of my favorite memories from Olympics is after we won and after the women's team came back from the closing ceremonies, both our teams are just in the dining hall.
It's so incredible that he has to answer that question. I played hockey growing up. Yes, I would have been a bit younger. Nobody ever talks about politics. If they ever would, it wouldn't be, though, far left radical politics. It's just incredible how Canadians, Don Cherry, Wayne Gretzky, now these American hockey stars that play in Canada, it's so pathetic.
The players were greeted by cheers as Trump introduced them during last night's speech. Brady Tkachuk and his brother Matthew also appeared on Fox News last night when Brady was asked about returning to Ottawa.
Yeah, they're not the happiest with me right now. So, I just go back, give them everything that I got, and but yeah, it's a funny feeling when you feel their support every day, and you get to 2 weeks and you're public enemy number one. So going back with a smile on my face and get ready for a playoff push.
Okay, we'll take a look at a bit of this video from the channel Worse Every Day. Another ice cold take.
I'm so disappointed in Austin Matthews.
I just learned the other day he's, I guess, half Mexican.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So captain of a Canadian team, mother's Mexican, and he was very proud to go and meet with Trump.
My gosh, man. Who are you to say that? That is so weird. You're bringing up that his mother is Mexican? That's none of your business. What does that have to do with any of this? Again, I hope all these players, Hellebuyck, Matthews, and Tkachuk, go somewhere else. Go to a country, America, where you're actually appreciated.
Matthews kind of has this like rags to riches story. And I'm like, oh my God, finally, like an NHL success story where he wasn't just like a Tkachuk and one of these rich assholes whose parents just were able to use their wealth and nepotism to create their NHL success.
Nepotism? It doesn't work that way in sports. You don't just get put in the league because you have rich parents. Maybe with money, you can inherit a bunch of wealth and then be rich. That doesn't work that way in hockey. Nobody they play against is just going to let them score because of who their father is. And then I'll just play a little bit from this video from City News.
As Connor Hellebuyck returns to Winnipeg following the Olympics in Milan. However, following the game, his appearance at Donald Trump's State of the Union address saw him receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom, placing him in a highly visible national setting.
It would be ridiculous at this stage to suggest, though, that the president that they're getting it from hasn't turned these kind of things into highly politicized events.
That's every State of the Union. Again, I'm not even going to play this entire video, but then they have some reaction from people on the street. Some people were upset with Hellebuyck. Some people were fine with it. I guess I'll just play this one comment from this guy.
It was not cool. He could have taken the high road. He could have come back to a community that loved him before this. It really wouldn't surprise me if he got booed.
So crazy, man. Anyway, we'll see what happens with these players when their contracts are up. I mean, I think Hellebuyck's under contract for a while. But anyway, with that said, I'll finish the video. Please like, please subscribe. Have a great day. Do you think Canada treats its hockey stars with respect?